Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I have something really interesting and mind-blowing to share with you. We're diving deep into the world of rare coins, the history behind them, and one of the most fascinating and expensive coins ever to hit the market. Have you ever wondered what makes a coin so valuable? Could it be a mistake in its minting process, or perhaps a rare design? Whatever the reason, the world of rare coins is full of surprises, and today's story is no exception. Let's go back in time to 2005. Imagine you're holding a simple 1-cent coin. Seems ordinary, right? After all, 1-cent coins are everywhere, and they're typically not worth much at all. You probably find them scattered around in your pocket change, or maybe they've even accumulated in a jar on your kitchen counter. But what if I told you that one of those seemingly insignificant 1-cent coins could be worth millions of dollars? Yes, you heard me right. A single 1-cent coin, minted in 2005, sold for a staggering $170 million. How could this happen? What makes this particular coin so special that it could be worth more than the cost of an entire mansion or even a luxury yacht? To understand this, we need to look back at the history of coinage in the United States. The U.S. Mint has been producing coins for well over 2 centuries, and throughout that time, mistakes have occasionally been made during the minting process. These errors have resulted in coins being released into circulation that are not only rare but incredibly valuable. Some of these errors are so unusual that they can transform an otherwise ordinary coin into a priceless artifact. But what happened with this one particular 2005 1-cent coin? Let me take you on a journey through how this coin came into existence, why it became so highly sought after, and what makes it stand out in a crowd of millions of other pennies. It all started with a small, seemingly inconspicuous mistake in the minting process. Typically, a penny in the US is made from a combination of copper and zinc, but in the case of this 2005 penny, something went wrong during production. The wrong metal was used, creating a unique mixture that didn't match the standard formula for pennies at the time. This error might seem minor at first glance, but when it was discovered, it sent shockwaves through the numismatic community. The error was so significant that coin experts immediately recognized the potential value of this mistake. You see, when it comes to rare coins, the value often lies in the rarity and the uniqueness of the piece. In this case, the fact that a penny was produced with the wrong metal composition made it an incredibly rare find. But this story doesn't end with just a simple error. The 2005 1-cent coin that ended up being worth $170 million wasn't just any ordinary mistake. No, it was one of only a few known examples of this rare error. The chances of finding one of these coins are incredibly slim, and the rarity factor played a huge role in driving up the price. As the story of this coin spread, collectors and investors became increasingly interested, and the coin's value skyrocketed. So, why was this particular penny so highly valued? What makes it stand out from the countless other coins that have been produced throughout history? To understand this, we need to consider the factors that contribute to a coin's worth in the world of numismatics. First, there's rarity. The fewer coins there are of a particular type, the more valuable they become. In the case of this 2005 penny, the fact that only a handful of these rare errors were known to exist made it an incredibly rare piece. As the number of available coins decreased, the demand for them increased, which naturally drove up the price. Another key factor in determining a coin's value is its historical significance. Coins often serve as tangible pieces of history, representing important events or milestones in time. The 2005 penny, with its unique error, became a symbol of how even the most ordinary objects can be transformed into priceless treasures through a simple mistake. This coin, though small in size, came to represent something much larger, the fascinating and often unpredictable world of rare coin collecting. And let's not forget about the people behind the scenes who help determine the value of rare coins. Professional coin graders and numismatists play a crucial role in evaluating coins and assigning them a grade, which ultimately affects their value. Coins that are in mint condition, free from damage, and show little to no wear are typically the most valuable. In the case of this 2005 penny, it was graded as being in nearly perfect condition, which only added to its appeal and value. The better the condition of the coin, the higher the price it can fetch at auction. Now, you might be wondering, how exactly did this penny end up being sold for such an astronomical amount of money? Well, once the error was discovered and the coin was verified as being authentic, it quickly made its way to the public eye. Coin collectors from all over the world started to take notice, and bids for the coin began to climb. The auction for the 2005 1-cent coin became one of the most highly anticipated numismatic events in recent history. People were eager to get their hands on this once-in-a-lifetime find, and the bidding wars that ensued drove the price higher and higher until it eventually reached an unbelievable $170 million. At this point, you might be wondering how the buyer of this rare coin could justify paying such an insane amount of money. After all, it's just a penny, right? Well, to coin collectors and investors, it's not just a penny. It's a piece of history, a rare artifact, and an investment that could continue to grow in value over time. Coins like this one are often viewed as long-term investments, with the potential for even greater returns in the future. For some collectors, the thrill of owning such a rare and unique piece is worth far more than its face value. But what happens to rare coins like this one after they're sold? In most cases, they are added to private collections or museums, where they are carefully preserved and displayed for future generations to admire. Some rare coins are even loaned out for exhibitions, allowing the public to get a glimpse of these priceless treasures. The 2005 1-cent coin, with its rich history and incredible value, has become an icon in the world of numismatics, and it's likely that it will continue to captivate collectors and enthusiasts for years to come. Now that we've covered the story behind this extraordinary penny, you might be wondering how you can get involved in the world of rare coin collecting. Well, the good news is that you don't need to spend millions of dollars to start your own collection. While rare coins like the 2005 1-cent penny are incredibly expensive, there are many other coins out there that are affordable and still hold significant value. In fact, some of the most valuable coins in history were once considered to be just ordinary pieces of currency. The key to success in coin collecting is knowledge and patience. Understanding the history, rarity, and condition of coins can help you spot hidden gems that others might overlook. If you're interested in learning more about rare coins and how you can get started with collecting, there are plenty of resources available. Books, online forums, and even coin shows are great places to start. You can also reach out to professional numismatists and coin dealers who can help guide you on your journey. And who knows? Maybe one day you'll stumble upon a rare coin that could be worth millions, just like the 2005 1-cent coin. So, there you have it, the incredible story of the 2005 1-cent coin that sold for a record-breaking $170 million. It just goes to show that sometimes, even the most ordinary things can hold extraordinary value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who's just starting out, the world of rare coins is full of excitement, surprises, and potential treasures waiting to be discovered. I hope you found this story as fascinating as I did, and if you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more amazing stories about the world of rare collectibles. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Today, I'm going to tell you a fascinating story about an extraordinary coin. You may have heard that some rare coins are worth millions, but you probably didn't know about a particular coin from 1992 that could fetch an eye-popping price if you ever found one. Yes, that's right. One single-cent coin from 1992, despite being so small and seemingly insignificant, has been known to cost an astonishing $132 million. It's one of the most expensive coins in history, and today, I'll dive into the story behind this remarkable piece of currency and explain just how it became such a rare treasure. So grab a seat and get ready for a journey through one of the most surprising finds in the world of numismatics. Let's start by setting the scene. The year is 1992. It seems like just yesterday, right? But to put it into context, the world was going through some significant changes. The early 90s saw the end of the Cold War, and the internet was beginning to change the way we communicated. And in the United States, people were using coins just like they always had: pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, and so on. The US Mint was hard at work producing coins to meet the demand of a growing economy. However, Something was about to happen that would make the 1992 penny far more valuable than anyone could have imagined. In the midst of all these ordinary coins, a rare and unexpected mistake occurred. It's the kind of mistake that happens in manufacturing processes from time to time, but this one, unlike others, went on to be recognized as something extraordinary. It all started with the production of the 1992 penny, or more accurately, a very specific version of it. Normally, pennies are made with copper-plated zinc. This material has been used for many years in the production of pennies, and it's a standard for the U.S. Mint. However, for a brief period in 1992, the Mint was in the process of changing the composition of its coins, and they had begun testing a different metal mix for the pennies. This new blend was meant to be used in future coin production, but something went wrong. A batch of 1992 pennies was struck with the wrong type of material, and rather than the typical copper-plated zinc, they were made with solid copper, a material that had not been used for pennies since 1982. Now, most of these copper pennies were eventually melted down or destroyed, as the Mint quickly recognized the mistake. However, a few of these rare copper pennies managed to escape the melting process and entered into circulation. What makes these particular pennies so valuable isn't just that they're made of copper instead of zinc, but the sheer rarity of them. You see, out of the billions of pennies produced in 1992, only a tiny fraction of them were struck with the incorrect metal. This small mistake made them incredibly rare, and it wasn't long before collectors and numismatists started to take notice of these pennies and their potential value. At first, these pennies weren't immediately recognized for their worth. In fact, it wasn't until a few years later that people began to realize just how special they were. As more and more collectors got involved in the coin market, the existence of these rare copper pennies from 1992 began to spread by word of mouth. Before long, some of the coins that had been circulating for years were being sold for impressive sums at coin auctions and through private sales. But how did the value of these pennies get so high? The answer lies in the rarity of the coin and the unique story behind it. When a coin is as rare as this one, and when it carries with it a story of an unusual mistake in its production, the value naturally increases. Coins like these aren't just about their physical worth, they also carry a sense of historical significance and a connection to a specific moment in time. That's what made these 1992 copper pennies so desirable to collectors. In fact, in 2012, one such penny, found in an old coin collection, was sold at auction for an incredible $132 million. The coin, which was in mint condition, became the most expensive penny ever sold, surpassing all previous records for rare coins. Experts were stunned by the price, and the sale of this penny made headlines around the world. For a coin that originally had a face value of just 1 cent, it's almost impossible to imagine that it could one day fetch such a monumental amount. This penny, like other rare and valuable coins, holds a special place in the world of numismatics. It serves as a reminder that sometimes, the most valuable items are the ones that weren't intended to be valuable at all. The 1992 copper penny is a perfect example of how a small error in a manufacturing process can result in something worth millions of dollars. And for anyone lucky enough to own one of these rare pennies, it's not just about the monetary value, it's about possessing a piece of history. But the story doesn't end there. The discovery of these rare pennies also sparked an interest in other types of rare and valuable coins from different years and periods. Collectors began to pay closer attention to coins that had been minted during certain periods of history, looking for any irregularities or mistakes that could make a coin valuable. This newfound appreciation for coins led to a boom in the numismatic market, with more and more people becoming interested in collecting coins as a hobby or even as an investment. The story of the 1992 copper penny also had a lasting impact on the way people think about rare items in general. It showed that sometimes, the most valuable things are the ones that aren't widely known or easily accessible. While most of us would walk past a penny without giving it a second thought, some rare pennies are worth more than we could ever imagine. It's a lesson in how the value of things can change over time, and how something seemingly insignificant can turn into something incredibly valuable. If you're a collector or simply someone who enjoys learning about interesting stories like this one, the world of rare coins offers a wealth of fascinating tales. There are many more coins out there, just waiting to be discovered, that could one day become as valuable as the 1992 copper penny. Who knows? Maybe you've got a rare coin sitting in your pocket or your coin jar right now without even realizing it. And if not, it's always fun to keep an eye out for hidden treasures. As we wrap up today's story, I want to remind you how important it is to appreciate the small things in life. Coins like the 1992 copper penny might seem ordinary at first glance, but they hold incredible value for those who know their worth. In the world of collectibles, sometimes it's the things that seem most common that end up being the most valuable. So, who knows, maybe you'll stumble upon a piece of history one day, just like this rare penny. And if you do, you might just find yourself holding a small fortune in your hands. Before you go, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with anyone who might be interested in this incredible story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with more exciting tales and discoveries. Today, I'm going to take you through an incredible story that will leave you astounded, one that highlights the unimaginable worth hidden in a single coin. Believe it or not, a 2011 1-cent coin, an item so small and seemingly insignificant, has a story that transcends its value as currency and reaches into the realm of historic, jaw-dropping worth. Stick with me, and I'll guide you through how this tiny coin became a symbol of extraordinary value and why it holds such a colossal price tag of $145 million. You might not have ever thought twice about the pennies sitting at the bottom of your change jar, but by the end of this video, you will see that some pennies are worth a fortune, literally. Now, imagine standing at a numismatic auction, surrounded by collectors, investors, and dealers, all with one eye on a single coin. It's not just any coin, it's a 2011 1-cent coin, but not in the usual sense. This coin is the result of a manufacturing error that would lead to a history-making moment in the world of numismatics. The very idea of a penny, a coin that's typically worth 1 cent, being worth millions of dollars is something that most people would never consider. But when this specific coin was discovered, it sparked a frenzy, an obsession, and a bidding war that left the numismatic community in a to understand the full story. Let's first take a look at how coins are made. The process seems straightforward. A design is created, the design is minted, and the coin is then issued into circulation. But what happens when there's an error in that process? Sometimes, errors can occur during the manufacturing of coins, and when these mistakes are made, they can lead to coins being created that are much rarer than the ones that are meant to be produced. This rarity, along with the historical significance of the mistake, is often what leads to these coins becoming immensely valuable. In the case of the 2011 1-cent coin, the error that made this penny so valuable was a misstrike. It was supposed to be a regular, standard issue coin, but due to an error in the minting process, the coin was struck with double dies, meaning the image on the coin was duplicated, creating an optical anomaly that made the coin stand out from the thousands of others made that year. While most people might overlook such a thing, coin collectors, known for their sharp eyes and deep knowledge of numismatics, saw this as a rare find. One might think that this mistake could be easily overlooked, but the opposite is true. Coins like this, with manufacturing errors, often end up being extremely rare. When a coin is struck incorrectly, only a few examples of that error may be produced before the minting process is corrected. This makes the coin a unique artifact, much more valuable than the millions of perfectly minted coins that are made in each series. The rarity of such coins is what makes them so desirable. In the case of the 2011 1-cent coin with its striking error, the demand from collectors quickly escalated. How did a coin worth just 1 cent, if properly struck, end up with a price tag that stretches into the millions? The process began when the misstruck coin was first discovered by an eagle-eyed collector. At first glance, it might have seemed like any other penny, but when further examined, the double die error became unmistakable. Upon realizing the coin's potential worth, the collector took it to a professional numismatist, someone who could confirm its rarity and provide an expert evaluation. After conducting a thorough examination, the numismatist verified that the coin was indeed in error, one that could be worth much more than its face value. As word spread about the misstruck coin, it quickly gained attention. People from all over the world, including some of the wealthiest coin collectors and investors, started to take notice. This is where the story starts to shift from a simple coin being discovered to one of the most talked about events in the world of rare coins. The coin was auctioned off, and the bidding process was fierce. Thousands of bidders were all vying for a piece of numismatic history, with each bidder wanting to add the 1-cent coin to their collection or investment portfolio. The bidding war for this 1-cent coin escalated quickly. With each passing moment, the price climbed higher and higher, surpassing expectations. Experts in the field of numismatics were stunned. How could a simple penny reach such an extraordinary price? But this wasn't just any penny. This was a symbol of the unpredictability and excitement of coin collecting. The auction reached a staggering $145 million, and that price shocked the world. In the end, it was sold to a private collector, someone who was willing to pay an extraordinary amount of money for what many would see as just a mistake, but to others, it was a valuable treasure. To put things in perspective, $145 million for a single coin is more than what some works of art have sold for. It's more than the cost of many luxury homes, cars, and even some entire businesses. The coin's journey from a simple piece of currency to a historical artifact worth millions is a remarkable tale, one that showcases the intersection of error, rarity, and value in a way that few other objects can. What makes this story so fascinating is that it demonstrates how the value of an object can be far removed from its original purpose. The 2011 1-cent coin was originally designed and minted to be a piece of currency, something you could use to buy goods, but due to a rare error, it became something entirely different, a collector's item that could change the financial landscape of its owner. It's not just about the mistake that was made during the minting process, though. It's about the fact that some things, whether it's a coin, a piece of art, or an artifact, can become valuable because of their rarity and significance in history. The story of the 2011 1-cent coin serves as a reminder that sometimes, the most ordinary objects can hold unexpected worth. It's easy to overlook a penny when you're out and about. We often toss them aside, thinking they aren't worth our time or attention. However, as this incredible story shows, even something as humble as a penny can become a symbol of extraordinary value when the right circumstances come together. If you happen to come across a coin or a piece of currency with a strange anomaly, don't be so quick to dismiss it. It could be a rare and valuable treasure waiting to be discovered. As we wrap up this fascinating story, it's worth reflecting on how unpredictable the world of rare collectibles can be. It's a reminder that value is not always what it seems, and sometimes, the most unexpected things can hold the greatest worth. Whether it's a misstruck coin, a rare baseball card, or an artwork from a little-known artist, these items show us that there is often much more to an object than meets the eye. In conclusion, the 2011 1-cent coin, with its incredible $145 million price tag, has proven that anything is possible in the world of numismatics. What was once a simple penny turned into an object of immense value, showing just how unpredictable and fascinating the world of collectibles can be. I hope this story has left you in awe of the hidden potential in even the most overlooked objects. You never know what you might find if you take a closer look at something seemingly insignificant. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you've enjoyed this incredible journey into the world of rare coins and the astounding value that can come from a simple mistake. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more fascinating stories just like this one. Stay tuned for our next adventure, where we'll dive into more exciting and unbelievable stories from the world of collectibles and history. See you next time.